Well, there's a reason why I always like Isaiah Thomas. Now, I don't always agree with this whole LeBron Jordan thing, but when he's talking about other aspects of basketball, do pay him mind. Do listen to him. He was quoted as saying that Jonathan Kuminga is better than him. He said, because if it was me, he said, I'd Spreewell Kerr. Now, if you remember when Steve Kerr, you remember when Latrell Spreewell and back in Golden State, and that whole thing, what went down, you know exactly what he's talking about. PJ Carlissimo. We used to call him PJ Carlissimo or Perlisi. We was giving him names because nobody was trying to help him when Latrell Sprewell had him gagging. And what do I think about what I think about Isaiah Thomas saying we would that if he Isaiah Thomas said, if I was Jonathan Kuminga, I'd Spreewell Kerr. I don't condone anything like that. However, why is Jonathan Kuminga not playing? Why is Steve Kerr always acting like he's behind the eight ball? He don't know what to do. He's lucky that Steph Curry is so well conditioned. Steph Curry should be on a championship team right now. Steph Curry ain't chasing the ring. Steph Curry is actually chasing his legacy to move up the food chain, if you will. Because he's one of my top 10 all-time greatest players. If he had something to reciprocate what he's actually putting down for effort, he might move up a notch or two or upward with another ring or appearance. He's not getting what he should get because his whack lame butt Richie Cunningham, Goma Powell, Ding Dong, Andy Griffin show, Jive Turkey coach don't know what he doing. He pulling the Don Knotts. He is ridiculous. That's why people get slapped and beat up and all in Golden State. They be thugging in that Warriors camp. Forget the streets of Oaktown. There's some. But he right. He right. Isaiah Thomas says I'd have to Spreewell. Uh, if I was Kuminga, I'd have to Spreewell Kerr. He ain't saying nothing that no one that is looking at the situation ain't like it's just the way he said it. Because remember, I go back with Zeke, and I do like Zeke. He's one of my 25 greatest players ever, and I do remember when he was on NBC. There's a reason why he got put on the sidelines and out the studio because he had that run remark where me and my homeboy was dying because he told them in the Bob Costas and Peter Vessi or Peter Versace, however you say that Turkish name. He said, you'll for real get gangstered. And you know what? They got real white and scared. The next week, I saw him with a blazer, headset, and a microphone on the side. Like, oh, you there talking about you gonna get gangstered? He said in the early 90s in the NBC studios. Oh no, cause he from Chi Town. He's from the Chi. You know how he parlay. But anyway, I ain't got no problem with what he said about this because why is Jonathan Kuminga not playing? And what is Steve Kerr? Steve Kerr just acts like he sits there and let Draymond Green just all punk him and push him and thug rug him and all kinds of things. And he just act all coy and he talk about, well, we might not do nothing for a few years. It's going to be OKC and San Antonio. So what you say? I'm just going to sit here and collect money and take L's and be average. So I do applaud Kuminga because they're holding him hostage. That dude should be playing somewhere where he could thrive. And Steve Kerr got this vendetta against younger players. Well, how does a guy get any playing time or get some time to shine? You up there. So Isaiah Thomas is like, he's a better man than me because I'd have to Spreewell him. That's the term we're going to be using out here in these streets. Don't get Spreewell. You might get Spreewell. Someone might have to put a Spreewell on you. That's that code. Ask PJ Carlissimo. And you know the Spree kept the job too. Latrell was cray. But I do recall, and Allen Iverson denied, there was a time in Slam Magazine when he said, I'd rather have Spree's game than Jordan's game. Give me, because people wanted to be like Spree. Spree was crazy, but they wanted what he was because he could flat out play. He went to the Knicks, he cleaned himself up, and he played with Al Houston, and everything was cool. But you remember, he was barking at PJ. That was hilarious. Then he went to Timberwolves, put them glasses on, but then he talked about he couldn't have enough money to feed his family. Spree was one of my favorites, though. They don't make him like Spree no more, because I don't know who was more cray-cray, him, Vernon Maxwell, or Xavier McDaniel. But those some three pit bulls, and it wasn't nothing nice. And that's the NBA that you never see again. But he ain't lying. I don't care if you got 4 rings, 6 finals appearances, and all that other stuff. You got splash dap. What? We ain't winning now. Somebody gonna have to answer some questions. And fortunately, You know, Steph knows how to keep the peace. They know how to be peaceful. Somehow they do. And as strange as it is. But that is hilarious that Isiah Thomas said he'd have to Spreewell him. That was funny. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another shitter if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke. I'm out one time. Peace.